Hello, my name is Evonne and I am a psychotherapist. My video is titled, How We Should Talk About Mental Health. This topic is relevant for everyone. Young, old, professionals, parents, children, carers, employees, employers. Mental health is just like physical health. Everyone has both, and everyone needs good physical and mental health to be well. So, what does good mental health mean? It means you're able to think, feel, behave in a way that you want to and need to in life. But when you have poor mental health, you have difficulty coping with your thoughts, feelings, or behavior. This can feel worse than a physical illness. We all have mental health. We are all human beings with the mental capacity to feel, relate, and empathize. We all have emotions and we feel mentally drained at some point in our lives. There will always be times in our lives where we feel stressed, upset, nervous, or overwhelmingly sad. It doesn't mean we are crazy. It means we are human with the capacity to feel. Think about it. When was the last time you felt stressed about a job interview and you thought you were not good enough and wanted to give up? What about the time your boyfriend or girlfriend broke up with you and you thought nobody cared for you and you felt low and hopeless? Maybe you heard nasty things being said about you and you felt terrible. You told someone you trust and then they only advised you to ignore them. This does not seem to help and you start thinking there's something wrong with you because you can't ignore them. What if somebody you cared about killed themselves by suicide and you were not even aware of their desperation? Imagine the feelings you might experience. You might think about doing the same. Will you be able to share this with someone? Some people experience these emotional difficulties for a really long time and they get stuck in these negative feelings and their mental health takes a toll. So, there are some common myths about mental health. People often don't want to share their negative feelings as they don't want to appear weak. Mental health issues are still often thought as a weakness in character. The belief is if you're feeling this way, then you must not have strong character. It is a common myth that everyone should be strong enough to beat it. Media has also not helped in portraying a negative image of people with mental health issues. The bad guy in the movie often has a mental illness. You might remember the famous movies like Psycho or Cannibal. This only reinforces the stigma that a person with mental health issues is crazy. Poor mental health does not always lead to crime or violence. It's only a very small percentage. Though I have to acknowledge that the portrayal of mental illness in more recent movies have vastly improved. Think about Inside Out, Silver Linings Playbook. So there is hope for the future. Here are some don'ts for talking about mental health. Don't judge or criticize someone who seems to be different. Don't use words like crazy or psycho, especially if said in a derogatory tone. Don't let a mental health issue define a person. We have to separate a person from the problem. We don't call someone a schizophrenic. Instead, we can use terms like the person with schizophrenia. There are lots of don'ts. But what can we do? We can create a warm, nurturing environment of openness and acceptance to allow conversations about mental health to happen. The more we create these opportunities, the less stigma there'll be. We need to start talking about mental health so that we can build emotional resilience. It will feel uncomfortable at first, but this is so very important. We can start by simply reaching out to a friend, showing that we care and can be there for them. We have all had the experience when someone was there to listen to our problems and it helped our mood. We need to start conversations about our mental health by talking about our feelings. As a family therapist, I help families talk about feelings. I help people have conversations about mental health. I have witnessed people talking about their vulnerabilities, and their courage helped build emotional connection, which in turn improved mental health. Here is an example. A single mother who always thought that her daughter was a cheerful, easygoing girl realized through social media that her daughter is actually thinking about suicide. She brought her for therapy, and after some time, we engaged in a conversation where her daughter spoke about her negative feelings for the first time to her mother. This was a difficult and emotional moment for them, but an important one. Through this conversation, this young girl experienced understanding and acceptance for the feelings she had. She had always been careful to not burden her mother. Her mother had felt guilty in not being able to provide a nuclear family for her and focus on providing financial stability and being able to get what she wants. They had neglected to talk about their feelings and emotions. The sharing of emotions in therapy brought about a closeness in their relationship and enabled them to not feel isolated in their feelings. The young girl then could draw on support from her mother and professionals. Her thoughts of suicide did not actually go away immediately, but her mother's understanding and care gave her strength to focus on living. There is something magical about human connection and how it helps us feel less alone and mentally stronger. And this is what we have to create, an environment of openness and acceptance, where we can experience emotional connection and empathy. Now I will go on to explain how you can start talking about your mental health. This is relevant for people experiencing mental health issues and are looking for support. First, look for someone you can trust and you can share with. Start by talking about how you have been feeling. For example, I have been feeling stressed for the past month. Say why you are telling this person how you feel. For example, I don't want to feel like this. I don't know what to do and I need help. Maybe you have gone online and found useful information that might better explain how you are suffering. You might want to share this with the person. It is absolutely normal to feel nervous and awkward in starting a conversation about your mental health. However, people often feel relief when they finally open up about feelings that they have kept hidden for a long time. Well done for even considering talking about your mental health. There may be some challenges. This person you share with may not be able to understand what it's like for you. You may not get the reaction you want, and you may even be dismissed, especially if the person is your parent and they feel you have nothing to worry about. Understand that this kind of reaction may be because your parent does not know how to handle your feelings. They have different generational thinking, or they may even feel upset or guilty that you're feeling this way. Don't give up or stop talking about your feelings. Someone else will understand and get it. You can get help. You can feel better. People often turn to professionals like therapists and counselors for help, as it can be too daunting to talk to a family member. I often have young people contact me to ask for help. They do not want their parents to know, as they think parents will not understand. The younger generation are developing a stronger emotional language, and they are aware they need to talk to someone about their feelings. They have gone online, searched for a counselor, and even took that extra step to make contact. These young people are yearning for a connection, and they want help to work on their mental health. We need to develop our emotional language to allow these conversations to happen. Parents and caregivers, you can have the opportunity to support your child's mental health, and you can encourage this conversation by listening. I will share the tips for what you can do if your child wants to talk to you about their mental health. This is relevant for not just parents, but also for friends and siblings. The most important thing is to listen. Listening means not interrupting and being attentive in your body language. Sometimes people try to help by saying, "It's nothing, you will get through it." But saying this only minimizes what they are feeling and makes them feel worse. It takes a lot of courage for someone to open up about such feelings, so take what they say seriously and not to dismiss it as trivial or even worse, as gossip. This person has shared the feelings with you because they trust you and they need your help. You might struggle to understand or not know how to help them, but you can do research from reliable sources and explore options of help. If you're very concerned about your friend because they have shared plans of suicide, harming another person, or they are hearing voices or saying things no one else can hear or see, you should not ignore them. You might need to inform their parents or a school counselor so that they can get professional help. Yes, it is important that your friend trusts you, but it is more important that they get urgent help because lives may be at risk. Mental health issues are common and there is help available. An option is to see a therapist or a counselor. It can feel hard to talk about your feelings to a stranger, but understand that professionals are non-judgmental and great listeners. We can guide you to have these conversations and help you in your journey in life. Therapy can take one session, or it can take several. I have had clients who went through several crises in their lives and yet only needed one session because they just wanted affirmation from a professional to tell them that they are on the right path and it is normal for them to feel this way. And I have clients who have allowed me to guide them through their mental health issues for over a year. Therapy is talking about mental health, and therefore there's often a stigma involved with coming to therapy. But therapy can be a safe place. Therapy can be a safe place to explore your feelings and to share these with a professional. If you're able to share these with someone you trust, it will give you a feeling of understanding and acceptance. Therapy has been helpful for many people and enabled people to connect with their feelings and vulnerabilities. Have hope that you can have conversations about your mental health with a loved one or someone you trust. In conclusion, here are 3 tips for talking about mental health. Number 1, speak about your feelings. Number 2, listen and empathize. Number 3, connect and accept each other. We're all human beings with mental health. Please feel free to send me any questions or to discuss about mental health. I can be contacted on evonne@reconnect.com.sg. Thank you for spending this time listening to me. I wish you well.